As you're finding your way to your seats, we'll do our land acknowledgement to open. Do we have the land acknowledgement slide? Please, thank you. We, the community of unity in the Gold Country, acknowledge that we gather on the ancestral and unceded lands of the Nisenan people, who have lived in relationship with this land for countless generations. We honor their enduring presence, resilience, and deep spiritual connection to the earth. We also recognize the devastating impact of colonization on the Nisenan people, including the California Gold Rush, which brought profound harm to their communities and sacred lands. We commit to learning, listening, and taking action to support the Nisenan tribe in preserving their cultural heritage and securing federal recognition. In gratitude, we honor this land, its beauty, history, and the people who have always protected it. Thank you. It's so beautiful here. I just get always choked up when I think about this place. Well, welcome everyone. Welcome to Unity in the Gold Country. Welcome everyone in person and those joining our live love stream. And if there's anyone here for the first time, if you would be so brave as to raise your hand. We just have a special packet of information. We're all old friends today. I'm Yvonne Reed. I am platform assistant today, assisting our special old guest, Claire Palmerino. Filling in for our minister who is off today. Well, here at Unity, prayer is a foundational part of our practice. We have several different ways to receive prayer. If you would like prayer today after the service, Carolyn Homan is our prayer chaplain today. She's available in our prayer chapel, which is the first left down the long hallway. And in addition to individual prayer, we offer, you can add your name or the name of a loved one to the prayer list. And you can sign up for the Healing Circle group if you like. There are forms to fill out on the table outside those doors. Also, Silent Unity offers prayer support 24/7 by phone. So we'll begin our service today with our Unity prayer and lighting the candle. With gratitude, we gather as the unique expressions of the divine presence that we are. We pause to feel into this life force that invites us to be a creative partner with it. We now allow it to fully embody within our whole being. We also sense and feel the connection that exists between each one of us, the universal web of intelligence that we partake in as the human race. As we appreciate our web of connectivity with one and all, moving from a me to a we focus, we express our desire to unite with all humanity through the energy of compassion and kindness. We invite this energy to now raise up within us, extending outward to connect with Mother Earth and all sentient beings. This uniting spirit of oneness, of the one I am presence, we call the Christ. We light this candle now as a reminder that we are all blessed by being a part of this one presence. It is the truth. Let us own it and make it real in our lives. And so it is. Amen. Today, the beautiful souls gifting us with music is Drew and Tom. So please stand and join in our first song. And please remain standing afterwards to greet your neighbor with a hug, a handshake, or a bow.
am alive with the Spirit of God. I 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 am alive, y'all, alive with the Spirit of God. I am 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 alive, y'all, alive with the Spirit of God. God. I am alive with the Spirit of God. I am alive with the Spirit of God. I am alive with the Spirit of God. I am alive, yo, alive with the Spirit of God. I am alive, yo, alive with the Spirit of God. Yeah.
And please remain standing and greet your neighbor.
Thank you, Maggie.
Well, good morning on this middle of March. Oh, I'm on this mic. I don't know. forgot. Good morning on this middle March Sunday, day before St. Patrick's Day. I've got my green on. We're also talking about love today, and so love is so associated with the heart chakra, which is also green. So the stars aligned. My name is Claire Palmerino, and I am really delighted to be the pinch hitter today for Rev Anand. I'm going to start the invocation with a Rumi poem. It goes like this. I died as mineral and became a plant. I died as plant and rose to animal. I died as animal and I became human. Why should I fear anything? When was I ever less by dying? Now, I confess, I don't know that I'm ready to believe that I was once a mineral or a plant. But, who knows? Some of the things I believe today would have sounded insane to my 23-year-old self. So 20 years from now, I might go, oh yeah, no problem. But what does make sense to me in this poem right here today is the question, when was I ever less by dying? Because you see, I have died many times in this earthly life that is the life called Claire Palmerino. Not physically, no, but I've died many times to beliefs about who I am. I was raised in a family that attended a Lutheran church, and I was a fairly compliant child, and I dutifully went to confirmation classes for 2 years, and I accepted what I was taught until, at the age of 13, I experienced some events that traumatized my spiritual life. And I died to being a culturally conditioned believer and became an atheist. I was an atheist through my teens and through my 20s. I embraced the materialist view of life. I believed I was just a body. My thoughts were produced by the neurons in my brain. I was simply a system of chemical reactions, and death would send me into oblivion. And then, in my 30th year, I experienced an undeniable mystical experience that jolted my world. I don't want to take the time to give you all the details, but to bring it to its essence. I was in a deep emotional pain, and I cried out to a God that I did not believe in, and I said, God, help me. And the response was immediate, it was palpable, and undeniable. I died as an atheist, and I became an agnostic. For years, I was in the psychological agony as I wrestled with belief in God. You see, I wanted to use my mind to understand God, and I said, I will believe in God when I can understand God. The arrogance of atheism was still with me. I could not will myself into belief, and yet I could not discount that very immediate internal response to my cry for help. And then another mystical experience occurred, a quieter but also undeniable experience that changed everything. And I died as an agnostic and became a person of faith. I returned to my Lutheran foundations. I read and I studied and I prayed. I memorized Bible verses, and I had many more experiences with Spirit. And my spiritual ego grew. I died as a person of faith and became a true believer, dipping my toe into fundamentalism. Now, this lasted until the day that felt like the darkest day of my life arrived. Now, I would like to tell you that from the perspective of today, I look back upon that day, and it was a day that brought one of the greatest gifts of my life. But on that day, I was devastated. You see, my youngest son sat me down and told me he was gay. This caused me to reevaluate everything that I believed, everything. And I came to the conclusion that the only thing that mattered was love. I died as a true believer zealot and became a lover. I can't tell you the freedom I experienced, the joy, my heart broke open, and I was liberated to love whomever I encounter. When was I ever less by dying? And now, what do we do next? Daily word. Yvonne will read to us the daily word.
Oh, prayer.
Oh, prayer list. Sorry. Thank you, Leslie. Okay, so as we read the names on the prayer list, before we do that, let's read the intention on the screen. Together, we set the intention that as each name on our prayer list is read, that person is bathed in love and their highest good comes to them. And as a preview of today's talk, I would add they're bathed in love and they're held in the frequency of love. So the names on our prayer list include an added name, Beck Frankie, Sharon Rolfe, Charlie and Will McBride, Nicole Reed and her family, Linda Lou Haynes, Sarah Lee Swafford, Nathan Lundstrom, Elise Tessian, Otto Good, Sylvia Shaw, David Wheeler, Tom Borden, Sandra Bates, Samara Ryan, Lillian Sapp. We pray for healing and peace in our world for all people. We pray for healing and resilience in our natural world. We pray that families with children will find us, that we may bless their journey and that they will bless ours. We remember the whole of love empowering our prayers. For whom else do we pray? You may speak their names aloud or hold them in your heart. And together let us say our unity prayer. There is only one presence and one power, active as the universe and as our lives, the all-loving goodness of God, and all is well. And now we have the daily word for today.
The daily word for today is quietness. In quietness, I am refreshed and renewed. Sometimes, especially on my busiest days, I need to be quiet, to step away for a few moments and simply be. I begin by finding a comfortable place. I feel my body relax. My breathing becomes regular and easy. And the busy stream of my thoughts slow as I open my mind and heart to the divine presence within me. I affirm, God is here. Relaxation deepens as I focus on the simple thought. Peace, love, wisdom, and understanding fill my awareness. In this timeless moment, there is no discord, there are no concerns, there is only God within and all around me. My heart's wisdom hears the words, I am always with you. Refreshed and renewed, I return to the activities of my day. My soul is at peace and my mind is clear. Inner harmony is restored. And let's say our affirmation together. In quietness, I am refreshed and renewed. And now it's that time in our service for our meditative experience. And today I'd like to share with you actually a meditation that I have used a lot. And it's on YouTube and it's 17 minutes long, but don't worry, I've modified it. We'll be re-experiencing in a different way a childhood experience. So I invite you to go ahead and get comfortable in your seats and take a few slow, deep breaths, closing your eyes or softening your gaze, letting go of the busyness of the morning, placing your awareness on your body, releasing any tension that may be held there, particularly in your shoulders or your neck or your jaw. And bring your awareness to your breath, to your chest, heart area. Feel the expansion and the contraction. And allow the earth energy to radiate up through your feet into your physical being. And allow the cosmic energy from the ethers to radiate down through your head. And allow these two energies to meet in your heart space. And let them fuse in perfect harmony, surrounding your whole being like a protective cocoon. And in this place of relaxation, I invite you to imagine yourself as a young child, around 4 or 5 years old. In this scenario, you're growing up with parents or caregivers who are ideally suited to your unique nature. Parents who provide exactly what you need for a secure, healthy development. What are these ideal parents like? What feelings emerge in their presence? Allow this image to form naturally. Imagine these ideal parents creating a profound sense of security and belonging for you. You truly have a sense of, this is where I belong. This is my safe place. Notice how they look at you and speak to you, and simply remain present in a way that helps you feel completely secure and loved. Notice how these feelings of security and love feel in your body. Perhaps warmth somewhere, perhaps a sense of relaxation. Just spend a couple of breaths feeling that space. This next step may activate the nervous system for some. I invite you to go gentle and proceed easy. But with your next breath, allow to come into your consciousness a time when you were emotionally upset as a small child. Not a big trauma, but something smaller, something that happened that was hard or hurtful for you. A time when you did not receive the support or comfort you needed from your caregiver. Now, invite your ideal parents to come in and be with you, be in this situation. And in this new scenario, your ideal parents immediately recognize your distress and respond perfectly to your needs. They offer the right balance of closeness and space. Their words, their touch, their facial expressions are exactly what you need. Spend a few breaths here, really feeling the support, the love, and the connection. Now imagine these ideal parents expressing absolute delight in your being, not for what you achieve, but simply for who you are. Their faces light up when you enter the room. They take genuine joy in your existence and express enthusiasm about your interests and unique qualities. Feel in your body what it's like to be a source of delight for others. And with your next breath, begin to allow these images to gently fade, knowing that the healing qualities you've experienced remain with you. You can return to this space anytime. The sense of security, emotional support, delight, and love are always available. They are the qualities of the divine that you are. And breathe and slowly bring your attention back to your bodies. You can wiggle your toes and fingers. Take your time, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes. You may stay in this space or sing along and listen to our next song, Loving Kindness.
We've been sort of working on a new way of playing this song. And my complaint was that we run all the lyrics together, I never get a chance to breathe. So we're kind of taking a little space between verses, just so you know, just kind of watch and follow along. You'll get it. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. This is the space. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be happy. May I am filled with loving kindness. I am well. I am peaceful and at ease. I am happy. It's sort of an African feel.
Thank you, Drew and Tom. You know, I gave them free rein about what songs to choose, and they were spot on. Okay. Well, the title of the talk today is, Who Am I, and What's Love Got to Do with It? Now, I'm not going to channel Tina Turner. That just seemed like a catchy little title, and it fit what I wanted to talk about. So let's start with the question, who am I? Well, as I revealed in the invocation, I have answered this question in different ways throughout my life. As an atheist, my answer would be, I am a body-mind that began at birth and ends at death. As an agnostic, my answer would be, I don't know. As a person of faith, I might have said something like, well, I am a sinner, and my sins have been saved. I've been saved from my sins by the death of Jesus on the cross. As a zealot true believer, I might have said something like, I am a spiritual warrior dedicated to defeating the evil forces at work in this world. As a lover, I say, I am an aspect of the Creator and that my very essence is love. Now, this last discovery of who I am did not happen overnight. It's been a gradual transformation over the past 10 years or so. Actually, and that coincides with entering into the community at Unity in the Gold Country. No small coincidence. As I learned from books like The Way of Mastery, The Course of Love, and more recently the Paul Selig books, there are 12 of them, all channeled texts. As I learned through these, they supported and facilitated this transformation. And as I know on a deeper and deeper level who I am, and that what I am is love, I understand that my purpose is to bring love to each person I encounter, to each gathering I attend, and every situation I face. So I thought it would be useful to take a moment to ask ourselves, well, what is love? Because so many things masquerade as love, right? I remember that old song, I want you, I need you, I love you. You can't love someone you need, because what if they don't have it? Then you no longer love them? I mean, it's kind of a false sense of what love is. And our culture gives us lots and lots of those. I'm sure you can think of some others of your own. I don't want to spend too much time on what masquerades as love. I want to talk about what love is. Now, a group of us are meeting on Wednesday mornings to discuss and share the material from the second Paul Selig book. It's called The Book of Love and Creation. And we're having a fabulous journey together. Now, I just want to say as a side, it's not creation as in the world was made in 7 days. The Book of Love and Creation is about how love creates anew situations that need it. And one of the key teachings of this text is that love is not a feeling. Love is a frequency. And so I want to take just a minute to describe what I mean by frequency. When you listen to a piece of music, of course, you know, the low notes come through sound waves actually go through our bodies, through our energy fields. And there are low notes that come through, and there are high notes that come through. And some of these, the low notes are of a low frequency, and that the low frequency creates one sound, a higher frequency creates a different sound. What do I mean by frequency? Well, I'm not a musician, so correct me if I'm wrong, guys. But as I understand it, sound occurs through the vibration of air molecules. And when they vibrate more slowly, it creates a wave that is slower, right? And frequency is the measure of how many times you see a peak of the wave per second. Is that right? I got that? Okay, thank you. So when we're dealing with a low frequency, the wave is slow. When we're dealing with a high frequency, the waves come very quickly, many per second. Now, borrowing something else from music, I want to talk about octaves. We organize musical tones into octaves, right? So we have an octave that has a lower note and a top note. And then the top note of this octave is just below the note on the next highest octave. With me so far? So I want to use this as an analogy to think about frequency on the earth plane. We live in the earth plane octave of frequencies. Now, on the earth plane, there is a dense layer of frequency that we call fear. Fear is a very low vibration. I'm using vibration and frequency interchangeably. So fear is at the lower frequency of the earth plane. And fear gets expressed in many ways. Fear can be expressed as judgment, as greed, as anger, a sense of unworthiness. There are many ways that fear can express itself, but when we really look at these different things, greed, it's fear of lack, right? Anger can sometimes be fear of not being accepted or not being treated with respect or whatever has triggered the fear. These occur on the low frequencies on the earth plane. And then love, with all its varying expressions, like patience or kindness, generosity, all the various expressions of love exist on the higher frequencies of the earth plane. And then there is an octave above that. There's an octave above what we typically experience on the earth plane. And sometimes we get glimpses of that higher octave. This is when we have experiences of out of body or an experience of unity consciousness. We have burst through the earth plane octave and into the next highest octave. And that's pretty thrilling because the next highest octave contains no fear whatsoever. The lowest notes on the next octave are higher than the feelings of love, the expressions of love. So going back to the idea that love is not a feeling, but a frequency. Why do we say that? Well, we're talking about frequencies that move through us. And when the frequency of anger moves through us, how does it feel? It feels awful. It's discordant. It's sometimes painful. All the lower frequencies make us feel icky, for lack of a better word. The higher frequencies, as they move through us, feel wonderful. So that's where I want to launch into the next part of this talk. You know, during our meditations, we often begin by bringing attention to the heart center and activating that divine spark within us. Sometimes we use the word the Christ within us. Christ is the energy of God in action. That's how we think of the Christ energy. So we have a divine spark. We have the divine love that's part of who, it's intricate to who we are. It's the essence of who we are. And when we activate that heart center, that activates the aspect of the Creator within us. And that light within each one of us is congruent with the great light of the Creator. So it amplifies the feeling of the divine within us. And that doesn't mean we go around saying, oh, I am God. I'm feeling the divine within me. I am God. We like to say, God is us. I am not the totality of God, but God expresses through me. And in that way, I am the divine. So that light within each of us is in congruence with the great light of the Creator. And doing this puts us in the frequency of love. Love embodies us. Love fills us. Love extends out from us into our energy fields. And this love has the power to impact all that we encounter. Now, as some of you know, I'm trained as a social scientist, and so data has been a big part of my life. I wish I could show you data that says this is true. But I have no charts, I have no figures to point to. I'm so glad to be in this point of my life where I no longer need to convince anybody of anything. Take what you will. But what I can do is I can relate some personal experiences that have moved me from considering these ideas as possibilities to moving into knowing that this is so. 20 years from now, I might have an even higher understanding of this. I'll let you know. So the first experience I want to share occurred about 4 years ago. I really had just begun reading the Paul Selig books and was just starting to think about working with love as a frequency. And I was standing at my kitchen window doing dishes, and my window looks out to the front yard and the driveway, and I see this van pull up into the driveway. And the driver gets out, and he's delivering a package. So he takes it to the front porch, and as he's heading back to his van, this bicyclist screams into the driveway. He hops off of his bicycle, and he is hot. He is so clearly in the grip of anger. And he storms up to the van driver, and they began yelling at each other. And they're nose to nose, they're chest to chest. And I'm thinking, oh boy, here's a physical altercation about to happen. Well, I said, well, I could send love. How do I do that? I went into my heart center, and I gave it all I got. I beamed love to those men. And, you know, when you work with energy, I learned this with healing when I started doing Healing Touch. When you work with dense matter, it takes effort to do things. With the subtle energies, it's all about intention, and it's effortless. So I was activating my heart, I was effortlessly beaming love to them, and I watched their energies simmer down. I watched a de-escalation in progress. They backed away from each other, the voices got a little quieter. I would love to tell you that they shook hands and hugged, but no, that didn't happen. But they backed away from each other, the cyclist pedaled off on his bike, and the van driver got back in his vehicle and left the scene. But there was no physical altercation. Now, I was new to this, and I thought, really? Did I really have any impact there? I mean, that could have happened even if I hadn't been at the window. Well, Spirit decided this was a teaching moment. A few minutes later, I sat down and opened my iPad and opened up my YouTube app, and what's the first video that comes up on the screen? It was a video from Suzanne Giesman. If you don't know her, she's a widely respected spiritual teacher and channel. And the title of her video was, "Does Sending Love Really Work?" And she described, in this video, a very similar situation. She was in like a Verizon store, and an angry customer came storming in, started yelling at one of the employees, and she started beaming love to him. And he turned around and looked at her and said, "What are you doing?" And she said, "I'm sending you love." And he went, "Oh." And he kind of got quiet and turned around and left. So that felt like a a God wink, right? I felt like a confirmation from the universe that, yes, Claire, you did do something there. So yesterday, this happened just yesterday, I'd been working on this message and I was kind of I was blocked, and I decided I was going to take a break and go for a walk. So I harnessed up my beloved Aurora, my sweetheart dog, and we went for a walk. And as we got to this one point of our walk, two dogs I could hear them first. They were barking wildly, and they came screaming down the hill and onto the street, and they were locked onto us. Now, this isn't the first time this has happened. The first time it happened, I was just in fear, and they charged toward us, and they circled us, and they were barking, and they were lunging until their owner, came and called them off and rescued me from their snarling teeth. And I was pretty shaken by that. But yesterday, there was a different outcome. Yesterday, they came screaming down the hill. Like I said, they hit the street, and they were about 30 feet in front of me. And I channeled my best Caesar Milan. No! And this is what happened. It's like they went, whoa, but they kept coming. It was like a wave hit them, and it rippled through them, but they said, we're still coming. And then my mind filled with this thought. I can't say that little personality self-Claire said, oh, you should bring love into the situation, and let's see, how do I do that? It just happened. In my mind, I experienced, I am love through the ones before me. I am love through the ones before me. And what I saw was pretty thrilling. The dogs stopped. They shook themselves up. And it was like they went, what was we doing? And about that time, their owner came and called them back, and they went trotting up the hill. I was like, wow, that's amazing. So what was happening in these instances with two men and then two dogs? Well, I don't know if I have it 100% right, but this is how I'm thinking about it at this time. I think it went something like this. The love within me, that divine love that is always within me and always within you, connected with the divine love that was in these beings, the two men or the two dogs, because the divine love is in everything we see. Dogs, lizards, cactus, everything. When our love connected, it put us into the frequency of love. That lifted us into the frequency of love where there is no fear. The dogs weren't in fear, the men weren't in fear, Claire and Aurora weren't in fear. We were in the frequency of love. And things just sort of got back on track. It was really an amazing, I can't pretend to know what the dogs experienced, but that's how it appeared to me. Yeah. So I have one more story to share, and then we'll wrap things up. Now, as I look around to you beautiful divine beings sitting in these chairs, I can see that most of you were here for Reverend Jerry's retirement celebration party last February. What a wonderful day, yeah? Oh, such a day of love. It was beautiful. But for those of you that weren't here, the retirement party had a little bit of a program, and there were many components to the program, one of which included a geriatric dance troupe known as Jerry's Girls. And I had the honor and the joy of choreographing that number and teaching it to the dance troupe and going through the rehearsals. And as we spent hours in rehearsal, and we laughed so much. We had so much fun. And from time to time, someone would express worry about messing up the routine. And I would say, oh, if you mess up, just own it, get back on step, it'll be fine. I mean, the whole purpose of this is to love Jerry and to entertain the audience, right? That's what this is all about. And so no one cares if you mess up. there were a group of 10 dancers, and our beautiful and talented Kelly Garmeyer was the singer-songwriter. And the day came, and it was our time to perform. And we were going great. We were in step, we were having fun, the audience was having fun, until most of you know what happened. What happened? Claire messed up. It was a transition from one sequence of the dance to the next, and I just went blank. I was like, huh? What do I do? My feet have amnesia. And as I stopped dancing, the women who were kind of following me, they stopped dancing, and we all kind of collapsed. And I'm turned around, I'm thinking, where am I? And Mary saved the day. She smacked me on the butt with her cane, and I turned around, and we got back into where we were supposed to be dance-wise, and everybody found their place again, and we completed the dance amidst uproarious laughter and a standing ovation. It was great. It was great. Now, after that, I very intentionally put a mask on. The mask that I wore was one of poise. And I don't care that I messed up. Big deal. That was the mask. The reality was, inside, I was reeling. I was mad at myself. I was disappointed in myself. I got to the car as fast as I could, and all the way home, I berated myself. Now, for decorum's sake here, I'm going to edit the comments. but I said things like, I am so ashamed. What an idiot. You knew that dance backwards and forwards. Why did you screw up? I am so humiliated. I will never watch that video. And oh my God, that video's on YouTube forever. Now these thoughts, and less polite ones, reverberated through my mind, looping again and again and again, until I became aware that that's what I was doing. I kind of woke up, and I heard the thoughts, and I realized these are low vibration thoughts. These are in the frequency of fear. It was fear of unworthiness. It was fear of being imperfect and therefore unlovable. That's been a pattern through my life. Fear of ridicule, being the butt of a joke. You get the picture. So I began working with the frequency of love. I am love through these feelings of fear. I am love through the releasing of these feelings of shame and humiliation. I am love through the knowing that this instance of imperfection carries no meaning. Who cares, right? And I worked with these affirmations and others as they came to mind the rest of the way home and after I got home. And I don't know how long it took. Did it take an hour? More? I really don't remember. But after a period of time, I began to feel calm. And I began to feel happy that the audience had a good laugh. And I appreciated and was grateful for the fact that Jerry felt so loved that day. It was a beautiful, beautiful day. Now, what could have easily become a painful memory that was lodged in my energy field now carried no emotional charge. It was neutral. It was just, yeah, that's what happened. I screwed up. So what? Right? But it took time and it took some patience. I acknowledged the feelings. I want to make sure that that's clear. Acknowledging the feelings is a really important part of this, because otherwise we're just bypassing, we're denying what we're really feeling. I allowed myself to feel and to acknowledge that I felt shame and I felt humiliation and blah, blah, blah. But it was that willingness to witness the feelings without judging them and to bring love into that situation. So these are 3 personal experiences of bringing love and seeing the impact. Now, I didn't change the world. There was a little bit of a ripple effect maybe, but it has become part of who I am, knowing that when I bring love to a person, to a group, to a situation, it does have impact. So, dear friends, our world needs the frequency of love more than ever. It is so easy to move into judgment of ourselves and others, to become afraid of what we see happening, and to despair that there's nothing we can do. When you become aware that you are in those lower frequencies of fear, you do have the power to lift your frequency into love. Remember that love is who you are. Affirm it. Believe it. Radiate it. Together, we will change the world. The time is now. Thank you.
Thank you, Claire. What a beautiful and important practice to adopt. I'll remember that. I'll try to remember that. It's time for our love offering. And if you have change in your person, the Change for Change recipient for March and April is Freed. They are a center for independent living, and they promote independence for those with disabilities in our community. And many of you give online in various methods, so when the basket comes before you, I invite you not only to share and offer financial assistance, but to share and offer your love and appreciation for unity in the Gold Country. Let's say our love offering together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is.
We're going to
Do
do
we
a
have-
song that I've done before here many times. We've had Leslie and Edward did the PowerPoint for this. If you feel like singing, please do so. If not, that's fine. The words I have to say may well be simple, but they're true. You have to give your love, there's nothing more that we can do. Love is the opening door. Love is what we came here for. No one could offer you more. Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? You say it's very hard to leave behind the life you knew. There's no other way, and now it's really up to you. Love is the key we must turn. Truth is the flame we must burn. Freedom one's the lesson we must learn. Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? Love is the opening door. Love is what we came here for. No one could offer you more. Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? Thank you.
We dedicate these offerings to Unity in the Gold Country, Unity Worldwide Ministries, and our local community. Thank you so much.
Well, it's time for announcements. First one is very fun. It's a tea time with Revenant. Now, she's going to be away from our actual campus for a couple of weeks, but she will be working remotely. And so she has arranged to have a Zoom tea time. It says, thanks to the living support of our board, I have the flexibility to work remotely on the weeks I am not in the pulpit. And while I may not be in the building, Spirit moves through Wi-Fi too. And so she's inviting us all to a Zoom tea time, a casual space to connect, share, and enjoy some heart-centered conversation. And that's Monday, tomorrow, March 17th at 10 our time. We have a spring renewal hypnosis workshop. Release old habits and limiting beliefs, set powerful intentions, experience a deeply relaxing guided hypnosis session. Thursday next week, March 20th, from 6 to 8 p.m. And if you would call or text Teresia, who is right back there with her hands up, that will help her understand how many people are planning to come. And for another wonderful event coming up at Unity in the Gold Country, on Thursday, March 27th, from 1 to 2, our own Susan Tallarico will be giving us, will be sharing her gifts with us with the healing sound bath and meditation. And if you haven't experienced this yet, it's absolutely wonderful. It's so wonderful. So I think that's it. So we have special thank yous. Thank you to Yvonne Reed as platform assistant, to Drew and Tom for our music, the greeters, Carly Towsley and Mary Hughes, ushers, Bonnie Hatt, and I saw Carolyn Holman jump in. Thank you, Carolyn. Chaplain, Carolyn Holman. Hospitality, Carell, Marge, and Patricia. Sound, Ed Dennis. Thank you, Ed. Slides and Love Stream, Kelly and Leslie. Gift Bookshop, Jeannie Chesko. Altar, beautiful green St. Patrick's Day altar, Sydney Grimsby. And who was with the children with Heidi Kopfler. And I also saw Edward up there, so I want to thank Edward as well. So I think that's all the announcements and the gratitude. So if you'd like to stand, we'll say our unity prayer together. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, because I am, and all is well. And now for our closing, we're going to do the peace song, and I just want to point out one lyric. Oh, I choose love. Sorry. Okay, never mind. I was going to say there was a lyric in there that says, "Let spirit lift me," and that would be like lifting us in frequency. So remember that for next time.
You can sing that. We'll do this. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. A little faster. Whose love's always present is what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one choice unites us, the rest be undone. I choose love. Peace in my family is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one loving family, sharing one son. I choose love. Peace on our planet is growing because we choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. We choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one choice unites us. Let this be the one. We choose love. We choose love. We choose love. Thank you.